this is my friend Samantha Thomas, and this is her precious little bundle, Hudson Gray, right? And today Samantha's going to share with us her birth story from her second birth, and that was Hudson. And you can read Samantha's first birth story at her blog, which is Mom of Team Thomas. Or is it Mom to Team Thomas?
Mom of Team Thomas.
Okay, I'll put the link in the description below, and you can read. Yeah, tell them.
You want to talk too?
I'll put the link in the description below.
So we found out we were pregnant around March of 2015, and we did not find out the gender until she came out in December, and I was expecting a boy.
Come here, what do you want?
And she ended up being a sweet little girl. I decided to have the baby at Infinity Birthing Center. I wanted to do a water birth, but unfortunately we did an ultrasound and she was supposed to be gigantic. So they would not let me.
Which is proof that ultrasounds aren't always
accurate at all. They estimated her at like 10.5 pounds, and she came out 7'9", so they were super wrong. But it was, my contractions started the night before around 8 p.m. And then around midnight, I was like, we have to get to the birth center right now. And I was already a few days over, so I was already nervous that I wasn't going to make it all the way to the birth center, which I was an hour away from. But we got to the birth center around 1, and they checked me, and I was only 3 centimeters, so I knew I had a long way to go. So they broke my water, which I had to have my water broke both times. So they broke my water about, I guess it was about 4 o'clock that afternoon on the 9th of December. And around, I kept having contractions on and off, so I got in the bathtub and pulled on the rope and tried to stay distracted from all the pain of the contractions. And all of my friends made signs that had like scripture verses and words of encouragement.
Things.
And it was sweet. And so then around 6, she was wanting to come out, but I had an inverted cervix. And so I had to end up laying on the bed, which was not what I wanted to do because I feel like it's the most uncomfortable way to have a child.
It definitely is.
It's way harder on your back. But I laid in the bed and we finally got her out. And she come out and the vocal cord was laying across her so we couldn't see if it was a boy or a girl.
Aww.
And so Matt started crying and I knew that it was a girl. And so, not that he wouldn't have cried if it was a boy.
But having 3 boys already, he was like...
He was stoked about his first little girl. And so he was saying how he wasn't going to do skin to skin and take his shirt off in front of everybody. And the moment she came out, he was ripping his shirt off, trying to grab her.
Aww.
And he cut the cord of her and she came up and laid on me for a little bit. They ended up throwing some nasty cloth on me. I don't know, it was gross, but we ended up moving the cloth and she got to lay on me for a little bit. But I had some complications, so they took her over to the warmer with my mom. And then they had to figure out what was going on with me. Sweet little girl. And it was easy recovery because there was no tearing or stitches or anything, which was unbelievable. And we weighed her. The doctor was shocked because he was very nervous of shoulder dystocia. That's why he didn't even let me deliver in the bathtub. So
because he thought she was really big, but she wasn't. And so she ended up weighing
7 pounds 9 ounces.
7 pounds and 9 ounces.
When they thought she was going to be 10.5.
That's a big difference. Did they ever explain why they
said
overestimated her
They
weight?
said he's usually on
target.
Yeah.
But it was just a miscalculation.
Yeah.
So, if you ever have any more kids, do you plan on going the birthing center route again, or?
I think we're going to do a home birth next time. That's what Matt, he feels like we could do a home birth.
I loved my home birth.
Home birth with a water birth, because the water birth was amazing the first time. Her birth was amazing too. I didn't even have to take Tylenol, which was good. I did have to take some Pitocin at the end because they couldn't get my uterus to stop bleeding, stop pulsing. So
Right.
they had to contract it back in. It was easy though. I made it through.
So what made you decide to have a birth at the birthing center as opposed to, say, a hospital?
I didn't want the pressure of the hospital because at a birth center they tend to be more accepting of no drugs, and
So you didn't want to have a medicated
I
birth?
did not want any medication. Not even
I've had both,
a
so
Tylenol.
I can honestly say for myself, and I know I don't judge people who do have medication, and that's totally fine, because like I said, I've had both, but for me, the non-medicated births were so much better.
I already feel like I lose part of the birthing story in general, just the excitement and everything. So I think if I was on any medication, I wouldn't remember any of it.
You would remember it. It's just the recovery is so much easier. For me, the recovery time with the unmedicated births were amazing. Like, I was amazed because my first birth was with an epidural. And then when I had my first birth with no medications whatsoever, I was up walking around afterwards like, oh my goodness, this is amazing.
Well, they want to discharge you from the birth center 6 hours, 12 hours max, but 6 hours. They want you ready to go out the door.
Wow.
So
So you stayed longer with her though, right?
Yeah, well, 6 hours would have been midnight, and I did not want to drive all the way to Nashville at midnight. But I know I chose an unmedicated birth specifically because I have a lot of adverse reactions and bad things happen whenever I take medicine.
We're both lightweights when it comes to medications. Yeah. I mean, if I take a half of a Benadryl, I feel like I'm just
doped up for days.
Yes, I can't. I would rather deal with the pain of a cold or the pain of a sore throat or any other pain. Just about. I did have medication with my kidney stone, but I also remember feeling so out of it that I just wanted to die. But I hate the feeling of medication.
Oh no! It was a good birth there. The water birth seemed to be easier on my back though. Like I said, I had to see a chiropractor immediately after I had Hudson because my back was severely damaged.
That was me after Harmon was born. So that is an incredible birth story. I mean, you had such a really good experience, really. I mean, it was a few hiccups along the way, but you had a wonderful birth, and you loved having the birthing center option available. Right?
I did. The birth center was amazing. They're nice to have there. It would have made it a little bit better to have a water birth, but it was exactly how God intended it to be.
Your first birth was water birth, and we'll do another video about about Samantha's first birth story. So, okay, well, I think she's ready for some mommy milk, right?
Say bye-bye.
So we hope you liked this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And we'll have some more videos of some other birth stories coming in the future. So thanks for watching. Bye.
You like being the camera person? Mm-hmm.